Okay, Boker Tov, carrying on the series. Um, it's been a while, but we trying to get back onto the wagon and trying to carry on. We are dealing with It's All in Your Mind, an incredible book by Sarah Yosef that's helped me and thousands of others to appreciate the power of the mind. But Tselem Elokim, that we're made in the image of God, we can be partners with God in this world. And what's in our minds and our thoughts can create worlds, and God forbid also we can create and we can also not create. And it says human ambition, or Hashem's edict. Despite all that we've discussed above, Chazal tell us clearly in Brachos 33b that everything's in the hands of heaven. So the question is asked, if Hashem dictates everything, how is it possible for us to influence what transpires in the world? How can we alter difficult situations? How can we solve problems? How can we attain goals? The Gemara in Chulin 7b tells us, and poses an even greater difficulty. It tells us a man doesn't so much as move a finger unless it was declared in heaven what he should do. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu controls everything that takes place in the world. And if a person can't so much as move a finger unless it's decreed in Shemayim, how can we change anything? So the Rebbeinu Nissim in Dereshut Haran, Derush 10, explains that this is based on the Pasuk in Devorim 8:18 that says, and you should remember that it is Hashem your God who gives you strength to make wealth. Whatever happens to us follows Hashem's providence. So we must believe that the Kodesh Baruch Hu supervises everything from on high, and that everything that transpires is a result of His will. Without His help, a person's efforts and his toil will bring him no benefit whatsoever. We should therefore be conscious at every moment of our awareness of Hashem's existence. However, the Pasuk cited, it tells us that Kodesh Baruch Hu allows man to act on his own. He gives man the potential, the means, and the physical, spiritual capabilities to accomplish great undertakings in the world. Yet, it's in a man's own choices that determines what he does with those abilities. The Creator has given us the tools and the capacity to choose correctly and to succeed in life, to fulfill the purpose for which He created us. Our task is to choose and use the tools properly. Asserting passively that everything is in the hands of heaven diminishes our responsibility to Hashem and to ourselves. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu allows us to choose how we're going to conduct our lives. True, He creates our circumstances, but He allows us to use our faith and our trust and the force of our desire to regulate our conduct and our own situation within those circumstances. So everything is seen, yet freedom of choice is given. What is the dividing line between heaven decrees and the human element of what we determine? In the earth, all of us can choose our own path in life, correct? So Hashem has given us free will. This is the power of our thoughts. By thinking, we choose good or evil. Consider, for example, the person who thinks about performing a mitzvah, such as visiting the sick. He goes to the hospital intending to fulfill the mitzvah, but for some reason is prevented from entering the hospital. HaKadosh Baruch Hu considers his virtuous intention and his desire to fulfill the mitzvah as if he actually visited the sick. Chazal refer to this as HaKadosh Baruch Hu considers a good deed to be just as valid as the good deed. He considers the thought of a good deed just as valid as the good deed itself. This comes from Kedushin 48. Although the person didn't perform the mitzvah, he did not visit the sick, Hashem nevertheless he considers it as if he had fulfilled it. Similarly, if someone decides to give tzedakah to a needy person, charity, standing on the street corner, and goes there with specific intent to give him the money, but for some reason he can't find the person, he's nowhere there, HaKadosh Baruch Hu rewards him as if he did this mitzvah. The Gemara in Brachos states that if a person thought to fulfill a mitzvah but was unable to do it, the Torah considers it as if he actually fulfilled it. Contrast this to someone with wicked thoughts. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in His kindness, doesn't consider as if the person actually sinned. So our thoughts and our desires are up to us. The more we think about and desire to do good, the more we will make correct choices and influence the direction of our lives in this world in a positive way. and the more we will increase our reward in the next world. What transpires in our day-to-day lives is connected solely to Hashem, and it's indeed in the hands of heaven. The free will choices that we make, on the other hand, take place in our minds. We decide what we want to do, and the outcome Hashem decides, but we need to make that choice. We need to have the desire, the free will, the choice to think to do good and to try and do good. The result is Hashem. He decides the result, but we need to have the free choice in our minds, and that takes place in our minds, to think good and to do good and to act good. So please God, we should have the schus to think good, to do good, and Hashem should help us to fulfill those good thoughts and wishes for all of our benefit. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful day. God bless. Be well.